Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast at 12:30 at the North American Bear Center. For you folks that are here right now visiting, we have Holly and Tasha will be soon coming towards the viewing area, we hope. And they're both out of their enclosures, and we have put a spread down here, and they will be getting enrichment today. Enrichment today, I believe, is a cube, and I believe they've done the log. Here is Holly, our first bear of the afternoon here. She has been patiently waiting to get out of the enclosure, and she's checking out the small log pile that is just to the right of the rock den and now is on the scale. Holly's been very busy the past couple weeks. The first den that she started to create collapsed, and the interns quickly filled it in with rocks so that she couldn't use it simply because she dug it underneath the service area, which is directly goes around the fenced enclosure. So then about a week ago, I tasked the interns and the staff to try to find her where she's been digging because she had dirt on her head. And fortunately, Spencer did find it, but we don't think it's quite deep enough for her frame to get into. She hasn't bothered with some other areas that are available to her, but that doesn't mean that she's not going to try to dig somewhere else. Even though, you can see that she definitely has dirt on her back, but she's been in the new dens too. Pretty soon we will be doing our den contest of hibernation times, weights, and this year Scott wanted to include what den do you think the bears are going to be using. Well, we haven't come up with real creative names for the dens this year, so we're kind of using the rock den, maybe the low falls den, and the woods den, plus den 1 through 5. So they are able to use all of them. We'll see which one they should decide to use. Currently, the weights are very, very good. Not quite as heavy as they were last year, but they're doing very well. You can see also that Holly has she's kind of sporting her brand new coat, and where it was flat on her back about a week and a half ago, it's now starting to puff up a little bit, and Katrina just delivered the cube, and there looks like they're also getting some treats other than that, but we'll see what she decides to do. She's had kind of an appetite, but she'll go for maybe a day and not eat anything, and then she'll want to be ravenous and eat hearty again. You're starting to see some folds that are behind her ears and neck. That is the undercoat that is coming in. For you folks that are here visiting today, I was just talking about how flat her coat was. Bears have two types of fur. The guard hairs protect them from wind and weather and so the rain. The insulated coat or the undercoat protects them and keeps them warm. It also helps them when they're walking through brush not to get poked by sticks that might be protruding. But it also does something that we don't like. It collects burrs. And even though I diligently walk through here and try to get all the burrs out of here, I never get all of them, and Holly seems to always find them. Not just Holly, but Tasha gets them in her coat too. So along with having a variety of mixed nuts and some peanuts in the little cube that she has, she also has some apricots and some dried fruit. Now, why do we do enrichment? Enrichment is a huge part of stimulation here for the bears. It stimulates them mentally. It stimulates them physically. They have to figure out how to get the food out of the cube, and then along with that, they have to manipulate it with their paws, with their nose, usually using their long tongue sometimes to just reach in there and try to get and collect whatever they want to eat. Now you can see that she has dumped everything out, and she's selectively picking what she wants to eat first. They use their tongues to do that. They have very long, sticky tongues. Usually their tongues are between 6 and 9 inches long, depending on the size of the bear. Lucky's a little bigger, and Holly, of course, is a little smaller. She is the smallest female here. But their tongues are used as a tool. They can very easily jab things on the ground that they want, avoiding dirt and sticks and rocks that they don't want to be in their digestive system. Along with that long, sticky tongue, they have what we call a diastema, which is located between the canines and the premolars, or the molars, and down in this very little gap is called an area where there's little premolars. And these two teeth are pretty much useless for anything else, but they're very efficient for cracking nuts, or perhaps breaking bones to get into the marrow to eat the inside of the bones that they may come across. Carrion is a big part of their diet in the spring because there's nothing available to eat. So if they come across kill from a wolf or something that has left bones, they will crack the bones and eat the marrow out of it. They are also efficient in climbing. You see that their claws do not retract, but they can hang on. So when Holly is going up the trees here, we often put food on the trolleys, and she'll go up and get what's off and kind of pour it into her mouth and climb back down. Bears can go up a tree head first, but they come down butt first. They can't turn around midway and come down nose first. So they use their claws to hang on and to dig in. This is also good for ripping into logs, and very effective for, of course, climbing and getting away from larger animals, such as, if they were in Yellowstone or something, a grizzly bear that might want to eat them. Black bears really don't have a lot of predation on them, with the exception of maybe if they have a oozing wound going into hibernation. A pack of wolves may be able to get one and pull one out. But other than that, really, cars and hunters are their only things that they really have to fear. And that's one of the education points here, is that we always talk about how old a bear might be during hunting season, because the younger ones sometimes are the ones, they are on the lowest part of the scale for eating, and so larger bears get to eat first, and if there's an abundance of food, they kind of get what's left over. So if they come across maybe a bait pile or something, they don't have to worry about sharing it with anybody, but as Dr. Rogers has said, it provides the hunter and the bear, a hunter with a clean kill and no wounding loss for the bear. So here, we don't have to worry about that, because our bears have 2.5 acres, and they're pretty happy here. I believe they're happy. My job is to take care of them, and we've really not had any issues. Holly sometimes sasses back, but kind of that's her personality. Holly is our 10-year-old female. She's from Arkansas, and she is known as the matriarch here. Bears in this area, and mostly areas, have territories. The females have around this area between 2 to 8 miles for their territory, and they will often give a portion of their territory to their female offspring. Their males usually just kind of grow up and wander off and try to find females to mate with, and so they kind of leave their mother's area. But Holly only has 2 acres here, actually 2.5 acres, and she does kind of boss everybody around here, including the staff. Now, Tasha, being 8 years old, and she is a little bit larger than Holly, she sometimes will challenge Holly for that. All Holly has to do is turn around and look at her, and Holly and Tasha will go the other way. So Tasha, who is currently, I can see her over here, if the camera can see her, she is on the mound, and probably looking where I was walking or smelling where I was walking, I did go back there to lock Lucky in earlier. Lucky's pretty smart. He knows that he's strong enough to lift the gate, so we do have to lock it in the back, so he can't do that. So Lucky gets locked in once the girls are out. So Tasha is over on the mound. I can just see her back right now, but she is from Kentucky, and she's the youngest female here. So she does often challenge Holly, but it doesn't go too far because Holly is, again, the oldest female, and she is known as the matriarch here. You can see that Holly has a little divot in her right ear. Our veterinarian, when Holly came in 2000, and actually he did it in 2014, she had large tags in her ears that were just dripping with infection. And when he pulled the tag out, it tore her ear. We call it a beauty mark. And it just gives kind of some character to her already very personable being, her bareness, as we should call it here. She is the boss, again, of all of us here. So if you folks have any questions, I wouldn't mind answering them now if you have any. Again, this is Holly out here. Tasha's over on the mound so far. And I'd like to also say that we do have our two low falls going, and it's beautiful and nice to see them running. The high falls are going to take just a little bit more work. So do you folks have any questions that are up here on the deck? Okay, we'll continue. Well, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank everybody that's here for visiting the Bear Center. Anyone that's online listening, thank you for tuning in with us. Our website is bear.org. If you folks that are here would like to visit the Wolf Center, they are just located across town, and they educate about wolves as we do about bears. It's a very beautiful day here in Ely, so we're really hoping that you'll take some time and also visit our little town. For you folks that are listening online, tell your family and friends we are have a lot of things going on with sales now. So if you're interested at all, take a peek at our web store. Again, thank you all for tuning in. My name's Sharon. I'm the senior bear keeper here, and we're making this short and sweet today. I'm not the best speaker for you folks, but thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you again on Wednesday.